Bam, here we go. So welcome to Tuesday night training. I'm really excited to do this power hour again this week. We did a power hour that was more of a mini power hour last week. So I had posted something. You're probably thinking like, what, where's my head? Because I posted something about doing another training last night and then, or 2 days ago, maybe, I forget now. And I started thinking about it and thinking about my personal goals and what I wanted to accomplish before the 21st. Before we launch next week, right? And I thought, you know what? I really want to be spending all my time. It's important to prospect and to personally develop, or sorry, it's important to professionally train and to personally develop. But right now, I just really want to spend double time prospecting. And I bet you guys do too. You want to get your funnel so full that it's splitting open so that people are just going to pop through the bottom, in the days coming up to and following that launch. So I thought, you know what, this is just going to be perfect for us. We're going to do a power hour and we're going to really get this rolling. So if you've never done one before, I'll give you a brief explanation. We're going to do 2 pockets of 15 minutes for sure, whereby we literally are all muted and we're all working. And in between those, so starting now, and then another one in a little bit from now, we'll do some brief training on how to kind of get that going. We want to keep it as simple as possible when we're reaching out to people. We don't want to complicate this, and we want to make this as easy as possible for us and for our new downline so that you can duplicate this down through your team, and it's easy to do. We don't want anything to be complicated. So if you're new tonight, my suggestion to you would be, if you don't have a list, go to your friends list as I'm talking here on Facebook and grab 5 friends off that list that you would love to reach out to tonight and you would like to talk to about your excitement to be on this incredible journey. And for the rest of us who've come with our list tonight, maybe you've had some practice prospecting before, but what I would encourage you to do is to keep it to very, very few sentences. If you're calling people on the phone, fantastic. But if you're using Messenger tonight, you just want to convey your excitement and you want to convey that you have something that that you feel that this person would be good. And that you would love to have them look at this opportunity with you, and that you'd love to chat with them further on the phone. And if the phone sounds scary to you, I'm sorry, guys, but you've got to do it. You just got to jump in and you got to get on. A quick phone call or a coffee date is even better if you can. But if the phone call is the best way, what you want to do is you want to say, hey, Dave, listen, you came to mind as we're approaching a launch with my company in Canada. And, I thought of you because, of XYZ. You're a real successful person, Dave, or, Dave, I always remember fondly admiring how you were able to, build relationships with people and connect with people. And that's what my business is all about. And I was just wondering if you might have 10 or 15 minutes to talk to me on the phone or, to grab a coffee with me. And it's important in that initial phone call or message that you say to that person, and you know what, Dave, listen, no worries if this isn't the right fit for you. I totally get that. And this is obviously, you're going to make a decision, but I'd love to have the opportunity to at least run it by you real briefly so that I could share it with you just because I think you'd be so great at this. So it's important to be, in a hurry, let them know that their time is valuable. So is yours. You're in a rush. It's important that you let them know that they have something of value, and that they, you want to compliment them, in other words. And then finally, you want to let them know what's in it for them. You think they'd be really good at this and they'd be really successful at this. And then ask for the appointment, 10 or 15 minutes. That's all you want of their time, either on the phone or as a coffee date or whatever. Okay. So that's what I would recommend doing. Now, when I go mute everybody, I'm just going to quickly put that in the chat so that you can see it, and then you can kind of use that as a formula, but certainly make it your own words. If you want to directly copy and paste it, go ahead. Just change the name if you don't mind. And you can do that really, really easily. And again, make it personal to that person. Compliment them and let them know what's in it for them, and let them know, this compliment is directly correlated to why you want them to hear this opportunity, why you know that they would be good for this, or why you feel that they would be good for this. Okay, so I'm going to pop that in the chat. So what's going to happen next is I'm going to mute everybody for 15 minutes, and we're going to get to work. So it is now 8:42, so we'll give it a solid 15 and 3. So we're going to say at 9 o'clock, we're going to reconvene. I'm just going to mute everybody. If you want to speak, speak in the chat, ask questions, ask for clarification, ask for help, ask for suggestions. And then when we reconvene at 9, some people may even already have an answer back from somebody, or you can see that the person's read the message, and we'll have that type of conversation when we get back to the table. Tonight, we're not going to take any questions in the middle this way, like verbally. We won't, and no one will be unmuted until the very end. So do make sure that you're popping your questions and stuff in the chat throughout the power hour, okay? Just one word of advice before you start prospecting. Make sure that you're in the right frame of mind. So get yourself pumped up. Turn some music on wherever you are. You're muted right now, right? So you just like put on that old Metallica or that, I don't know, Johnny Cash, whatever gets your boat going, and use that to pump you up, whatever it is. Do some jumping jacks, mute your video if you want, like whatever it is, but do something to get yourself excited, because it's going to come through in your message or in your phone call. Okay. All right. So I'm going to just mute myself now so you don't hear what I'm doing, and make sure you pop stuff off into the chat. Okay, so if you're finishing up a message, please feel free to finish up. So I see somebody, Shannon Denham had jumped on. So Shannon, I hope you're still with us. This is just a power hour, and we are reaching out to people. And if you want to just listen to the instructions and maybe choose 5 of your friends that you might want to reach out to tonight. Most people came with a list tonight, but if you didn't, that's totally fine. You can come up with a list even from your Facebook friends or from your phone, even just 5 people to kind of reach out to about your excitement and ask them if they would like to jump in with you. And find out more about what this is about. So guys, if you're reaching out to people and you're new, something that you can always do is ask them if they would like to jump. Just explain how excited you are and ask them to jump into a 3-way chat with you and your friend or your business partner, depending on which way you'd like to phrase that. But certainly not your upline, because that word will be lost on anybody who's not already in network marketing. So you want to make sure you use friendly words and day-to-day words with people always. No matter if it's the word upline or if it's the word back office or virtual office or any of that stuff. We just want to say really easy words that are going to resonate with most folks. Okay. So how many of you guys were able to reach out to people during that 15-minute time slot? Who reached out to people? Excellent. Wonderful. Did anybody get any responses back yet? Yay, nay, go away. Okay, awesome. Excellent. That's great. Wonderful. So what you want to do is you want to keep that conversation going when you get some answers from people. And you know what? Don't panic if you don't get them right away. On the East Coast of Canada tonight, it's a great night to be doing this. It's perfect timing because most people are holed up in their homes because of this big storm that we're going to have. But you know what? That's not always the case. And sometimes people will see a message and they won't answer you right away. And that's okay because they're just not sure what to say. You've caught them off guard maybe, and they're just not sure what to say back. I did put a little script, although I don't like the word script because I would never type that the same way twice. I actually typed that in. I didn't copy and paste it myself. And all the messages that I sent tonight were a little bit different than each other. They had the same kind of language in them, but I tailor them to every single person because this is a relationship business. We're sharing with people and we're honest with people. If we're not, they're gonna know. So you got to make sure you're all of that. Okay. So next step, somebody answers you. Now, what do you do? So if somebody says to you, if you've used this script and you've asked them if they have some time to chat with you, and you've heard back from them and they've said, well, what is it all about? Like, can you just send me some information? That's something common that you might hear from people. So when somebody asks you to send them information, don't consider that a letdown. That's not no, and that's not crickets or being ignored. So what you want to do is you want to say, absolutely, I would love to send you some information about my company. And what I would recommend that you send them is the Plexus Journeys video. You can grab it off of YouTube from Plexus Worldwide, right on their channel. And if you just search Plexus Journeys in the search on YouTube, you're going to find that video. It's very inspirational. It gives sort of a vague overview of the company for sure, and it does have the old product look, but it is still a great video until we have an updated one. And so I would never just send a tool. I always say, that would be fine. I'm really excited to send you this great video from my company. It gives a very general overview so that you can check that out before we talk on the phone. So you're letting them know that you're kind of in control, okay? And you're not being bossy. You're just saying, before we do that, get this chance to talk on the phone, yes, I will send you this great tool. It's a really short video. I'm going to pop this all in the chat after, guys. It's a really short video that I think that you'll really get a lot out of. I would encourage you to grab a paper and a pen, write down a few questions as you're watching the video so that we have something to talk about when we next chat. So, and the next thing you're going to do is say, when do you think you'd have time to watch the video? That's the last thing you say before you send the video. When would you have time to watch this video? Okay. So hopefully they're going to come right back to you and they're going to say, I can watch it tomorrow, or I'm going to watch it right now, or whatever. What right now would be ideal, right in the power hour, but it might not be. So then you say to them, okay, so if I was to reach back to you in 30 minutes, you definitely would have had time to watch the video then. So you're confirming that they have time to watch the video, and they're confirming back. So you've got two confirmations. That's a whole bunch of yeses. Every time somebody confirms something, yes, they want the tool. Yes, they know what time they're going to watch it. Yes, for sure they're going to watch it. They're giving you confirmations each and every time. Yes, 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 yes. And those yeses are wonderful. That's what you want. So you've confirmed that you're going to reach back around to them in 30 minutes from now. And in 30 minutes from now, you come back and you say, hey, what did you think of the tool that I sent to you? What did you think of the video? What were your takeaways from the video? What did you like best about the video? Be armed with questions that you can ask them to keep the conversation going. Don't just say, so what'd you think? It's too open-ended. It doesn't create any sort of urgency within that person to give you a positive answer. Okay. So you want to ask specific answers. What was your favorite part? What part did you have questions about? Was there something that intrigued you about the video? Questions like that. Those are thought-provoking questions, and they demand an answer, really, much more than, so, what'd you think? That's way too open-ended, way too bland. Okay. So now, what I'm going to tell you is next steps would be to do what I just said, which is to answer back those people if they say they just want a tool, or they would like more information. They're not ready to get on the phone with you. Some people are ready to get on the phone with you. Create an appointment time right now. Don't wait. So you want to say, yeah, listen, you know what? I have time tomorrow at XYZ and tonight at XYZ. Which time works better for you? So you're creating the sense of urgency. They're going to confirm, and then you're going to confirm back after they say, yes, I can meet at 10. And then, so you're going to go back and say, so you're saying, so if I call you tomorrow at 10, that's a good time for you then? And they're confirming again. They're saying yes to you multiple times before you ever talk to them. Okay. And you know what? That's how it works when you call the dentist office, by the way. That's how it works. You create an appointment time together. They confirm the appointment time before you get off the phone. They reiterate it to you. They might ask you, would you like an email confirmation? That's how it works. That's how it works when we set up appointments. So it's okay to do this. You're not being pushy. You're not being pulling. You're not trying to convince anybody. They've agreed to the appointment. Okay. So, set up that appointment. Do that for as many of these calls as you can. So they're going to go either way. They're going to not answer you. They're going to want more info without the phone call, or they're going to want the phone call. So now we have tools to do all of those things. Now, let's say you've reached out to 5 people. I reached out to 5 people in that 15 minutes. Let's say none of them, when I go back, have answered me yet. That's okay. I'm not going to like poke and poke and poke and poke at them. I'm going to reach out to 5 more in this next 15 minutes if none of them have answered me. So everybody has a job to do in the next 15 minutes. You're either going to reach out to 5 new people, you're going to create a situation where you're going to be sending tools to people, and you're going to be confirming in terms of, when can you watch the video, or when can you meet on the phone with me? We all have stuff to do in the next 15 minutes. So it's now 9:08. So at 9:25, 9:25, that's good math, isn't it? 9:25, we're all going to reconvene here and we'll wrap up our call. Okay, so one of those 3 things. Again, I'm going to pop that stuff right into the chat so that you can keep her going. Julie, don't worry that you don't have any responses yet. I bet I don't either. Don't even worry about that. Don't be attached to that whatsoever. Use that to propel you into reaching out to more people. This is a numbers game. The more people you talk to, the more yeses you're going to get. The less people you talk to, the less yeses you're going to get. Okay? All right, so I'm going to mute myself now. Good luck, everybody. Have fun. Remember, pumped up. Woo. All right, I'll let people wrap up those last little bits of stuff. And sorry, I haven't been paying attention to the chat. I've literally had my head down. Uh, okay. Tanya, what would you suggest if someone wanted info regarding the company? So if somebody wanted info regarding the company, I still would probably send them the Plexus Journeys video and start with that because it's simple and straightforward. So I would still start with the Plexus Journeys video as an introduction to the company because it does give an overview of the company and where it's come from. And if they wanted more information about the company, then I would go through the conversation as requested. Like, so for example, I wouldn't send them the comp plan, the income disclosure, the Plexus Journeys, and all of the business growth over the last 10 years because that's just way too much information for most people. But as you go through the conversation, you can say, okay, now, like for example, send them the Plexus Journey. They come back with, well, that's a great overview. I'd like to dig a little bit deeper. Or you could ask the question, would you like to dig a bit deeper with me and meet for a coffee or a video chat? And I could show you the comp plan, for example. And if you need help doing that, Brittany, I see your question, just hang tight. If you need help doing that, doing the comp plan with somebody and going over it, then my suggestion would be get with a friend or another business partner on the team and ask them if they would do that with you. Ask them if they would, because guys, it's all about the validation. It's all about the third party. It's all about the three-way chat. It really and truly is. If you can get someone on a three-way chat, then they are going to at least become a product user, if not also a business partner. It's just proven. It's very rare that they will not. Brittany's asking what Plexus Journey videos. Sam just put that there for you. Thanks, Sam. So YouTube, yeah. And if any video you want, guys, just as an aside, if you go to YouTube and you type Plexus and blank, so whatever it is, like Plexus and autoimmune, Plexus and Hashimoto's, or Plexus and opportunity, you're going to come up with some really great options. Now, the Plexus Journeys is just one suggestion. You can go to lots of top leaders' channels and you can get some great ones. I'm actually going to share my screen and show you what I mean, okay? So I can illustrate it for you really well. YouTube and I never used to be such great friends as we are now. If we can't see my screen, please, would somebody please just unmute themselves and let me know. So I'm over here in YouTubeville, and I'm going to type Plexus and look at all the stuff that comes up, okay? Now, from there, you actually have to watch these videos. You're not just going to share them with people, freely, because there are some crappy videos. I'm going to be totally honest with you. And you can know 30 seconds in if this video is going to be something that you would want to share with somebody else, okay? Can the person speak properly? Are they postured well? Does it seem like maybe they just like to see themselves on camera? Or do they have quality content and value that they can bring to your prospect? So that's really important. So if I go Plexus and opportunity, oops, that's triplex and opportunity, sorry. So here's one. Here's another. Well, that's from Celeste. That's training. So just be careful. There's Plexus Journey. It's going to be everywhere that you look at opportunity. Here's a Terrace Castaneda opportunity of a lifetime meeting that's online that you could share with somebody. Here is the Plexus opportunity. Again, I mean, here's Jacqueline Stanley. They're all over the place. Okay. Here's a Rock the Pink Live you could share with somebody. So again, you want to just be careful about how you do it, but, and what you send people, I should say, but, yeah, there's some great stuff out there, some really great stuff. We are responsible as business owners. Like, the more you dig and the more time that you spend, quality time. Like, so if you have 15 minutes, rather than staring out the window, and not that any of you do that probably, but rather than, I don't know, mindlessly watching television or something like that, grab YouTube and do what I was just showing you. Just watch those videos. I literally stopped watching mindless TV after my kids went to bed and after my schoolwork was done when I started doing this business. And that's how I learned everything, because there was no rank up roadmap in my virtual office, and there was no training like this every week. There was there might've been somewhere, but I didn't know where it was. So I just went to YouTube and I just kept watching, and then the next video would come on and I wouldn't even realize, oh, and I need to learn about that too. And I'm a note taker, and I would just make my notes and I would just, eventually it just sort of came out of my mouth when I started talking to people. And I focused mostly on product when I started, because I thought that's what I needed to do. I would recommend that you focus more on belief, mindset, and how to do the simple pieces like we did tonight. All the things in the chat are really simple. None of it is hard. The problem with it is the belief and mindset part. You have to believe in yourself, and you have to believe before you start. That's why I said, get pumped up, be ready to do it. Stand behind what you say to somebody. How many of you guys reached out to somebody tonight that might have scared you to reach out to before? Yay! Yay! That's it. See, that's the power of getting together with your community. And that's why this is so incredibly important. You might have still done it anyway, but maybe not. Maybe not. Who knows? I have to say, I reached out to somebody who absolutely scares the pants off of me. She is does really, really well in the business world and online. She's done TED Talks. She's done all this crazy stuff. I reached out to her tonight. I've admired her for years from university. She lived down the hall from me. And I just said, the heck with it. The heck with it. I've got all these people on here supporting me. I'm just going to do it. And holy frig, it scared me, but I did it anyways. So I'll let you know how that goes. I see some questions. What do you suggest you say to someone who's not responded or who has crickets? I wait a few days, then follow up to say, maybe you missed my message. It's a good strategy. I wanted to be sure to touch base again and see if you're open to discussing as mentioned. If not, that's okay too. Maybe you know someone who can benefit from this opportunity. So I like that. I like how you've kind of pivoted, Stacy, right over to the referral. Something else you might want to do is just capitalize, guys, on this launch. Capitalize on it. And maybe you want to offer, like for the March 21st, there's no incentive necessarily for us to get people out to that launch, like product in hand, value in hand. But for the April event, there is. Everybody who registers gets a 7-day trial. And there will be some other bonbons that are going to be there for that too. But what I would recommend is, if you can manage it, and I would say it's the cost of doing business, do a 3-day sample for somebody. Like, offer anybody who you're reaching out to, if you get to this crickets point, offer them, say, listen, you know what? I so know that you would love this. Let me send me your address. I want to send you something. I just want to send you a gift. And you know what? I bet you that they'll send you their address. Those crickets will stop chirping for a few minutes. And then maybe you can start a conversation. Yeah, value. It's all about putting something in people's hands. That's why the tool, even the Plexus Journeys video, is such a value-added service. Those tools that we have available to us are so important to use. And when those shareables are unlocked again, that's going to be key for us. We're going to be able to use those again. And if you're new to Plexus, shareables are these things that we can share. They're videos, they're really professional, and also documents for those readers out there, those fact collectors that are looking at your opportunity or the products or both. The other thing that I would say is, when people say, like, that's not for me, like, those are excuses, and that's fine. And maybe right now it's not for them. Pivot to the product, then go to the referral, like Stacy mentioned. So when I say pivot to the product, you can say, you know what, maybe the opportunity is for you. Let me send you some information and a free sample of the pink drink. Let me send that to you so you can try it out. And the other thing that I would recommend that everybody does, and not that I don't give away hundreds and thousands of dollars worth of product, but when I see an opportunity that I think is going to be viable and worthwhile, I do send stuff out. If somebody's having a birthday and they're not a Plexus ambassador already, send them a private birthday greeting. Do it on their wall. Send them a private birthday greeting and ask them, say, you know what, for your birthday, I want to send you something. I've got this great product I want to send to you. I'm going to send some information about it, and send them a pink drink, and send them. And I have this saved, the download of the 1-page fact sheet about the pink drink. If anybody wants it, I can send it to you, because we can't take it out of our shareables right now. But if you want, I can send it to you, or I can just post it on Freedom Revolution. How about that? And then you guys can just grab it if you want it. I'm writing this down. Send them that in just a plain old envelope, and just put a personal note on it and say, I hope that you enjoy this pink drink. This is how you do it. Shake it up 30 minutes before your first meal of the day. This is what it's going to do for you. This is what it's done for me. Or this is what it could do for you. Sorry. This is what it's done for me. Enjoy. I'll follow up with you. Happy birthday. Right. So those are just a few more ways that you can kind of get the word out and spread the love a little bit further. Okay. I was terrified to reach out to my husband's trainer, and finally I did Sunday, simply about the launch. Nice. As a guest, and she's excited about both. It does pay off to offer something in return. Absolutely. I love that. Yeah. Thanks, Angela. It is so true. I wonder if anybody would like to unmute themselves and ask a question. I see Leslie's hands up, but maybe, I don't know if she hit that on purpose, or maybe it was just, I used to do that too. Anybody have a question or a comment or something I've missed?
I will say that I didn't get 5 messages done tonight because I was really focused on the words. Like, I really wanted to do it right. And so I want to remind people that it's don't always set yourself up for a certain number or whatever. Look for success. I have already gotten responses and set appointments from the first 2 of the 4 messages I did. So like, that is huge, huge, huge for me. That is unlike the kind of response I usually get. So if you sent 1 message and got 1 response, that's awesome. 2, 0. Even if you sent 5 messages and you didn't get any response, that's 5 more messages that you would have sent, or 3 more messages that you would have sent if you didn't come on this hour. So we have a tendency to count success by the number of yeses, but I would encourage you to pivot your thinking to count your success by the number of outreaches you're doing, particularly if this is new or challenging to you, and create your own success. So for me, I'm counting by appointments. So I'm up 2 tonight, and that is freaking fantastic. Woo, 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 woo.
Thank you. Any other questions or comments or anything anybody wants to add?
I will. I'll ask. I have a couple.
Go for it, girl.
I actually posted on the side earlier that I got one of my first ever nasty rejections tonight.
Okay.
And she said, yes, I've seen your post, and I'd appreciate if you didn't ask again. So that happens, and that's fine with me. But for anybody who is on this listening, I actually do have some first-time ambassadors that are in here tonight, Tanya. So I was just wondering if maybe we could touch on, even if you get a nasty rejection, that's okay too.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I had a message from somebody who's on the call here. Sue, I hope you don't mind if I just talk about your message that you sent to me while we were on tonight. She got sorry, but if it is Plexus, I want nothing to do with it. It is not approved in Canada by the FDA. And if people actually research it, they wouldn't be taking it. It was banned in the UK a few years ago. So my suggestion is always this, and this is kind of how I've always responded, because you need to respond. If somebody if somebody says to you, like, don't ever contact me again, don't ever contact them again. Like, that's just bless and release. It's fine. Because that's a pretty, there's lots of other people to talk to, and that's a very strong stance that they've taken with you. So if somebody says, don't reach out to me anymore, don't reach out to them. Absolutely not. If somebody comes to you and says what I just read, which is, false information, first of all, you don't want to be defensive or, be agitated or emotional at all. Just completely remove yourself from that piece of things. And this is what I suggested that she would say. I'm sorry that you got the wrong information about Plexus. We actually have Health Canada approved products with Health Canada numbers. We've never been banned in the UK. And would you mind sending me that link so I can check it out? So, like, dealing with it head on, right? And making sure you're addressing what their concerns are. Um, and her next comment was, well, she actually called Plexus cancer causing crap. Well, this person has obviously a lot of objections, and they're just not ready to talk positively at all about the product or the company or whatever. Okay. So my suggestion, and we know that that's not true, right? So my suggestion would always be to deal with that head on. And Sue, honestly, to end that off with her, maybe just let her know that you'd look forward to sending you any information that substantiates that, because you would really like to find the source of it, and thank her for bringing it to your attention. That's what I would do. Okay. I was at a sip and see one time, which is like a living room meeting. It's like an opportunity presentation, but it's less formal. And it was right here in Sackville. It was at Barb's house, actually. And a lady said right out loud in the middle of the thing, of the meeting, she said, I just have to interrupt you and ask you,
We're gonna be done in like 5 minutes.
Can we just address the elephant in the room? And I said, sure, what elephant is in the room? And she said, well, I found this crazy stuff online. And I was like, say no more. And we had a PowerPoint up on the TV on the wall. And I immediately exited out of the PowerPoint and I said, can you tell me where you found that? And we looked right at the source, and it was the Plexus Slim review. I don't know if any of you have ever seen it before. There's lots of stuff online. There's lots of stuff online about, why, all kinds of things are bad for you, because typically people have bought Google sponsored ad space and they're pushing their products online. So there are lots of little like bloggy looking links in these websites where if you click on them, all of a sudden you're in a new place and they want you to buy their probiotic. And sometimes those are even disgruntled Plexus ambassadors who maybe didn't get rich in their first 30 days and they're just really upset about that. So there's all kinds of reasons that people do things like that. We know that in real life, not even online, people act crazy and we don't know why. And that's just the way it is. But, I would definitely confront it head on, like, and in a very, very much in the tone that I'm using right now, like you're not being sarcastic or rude or, emotional. That's really important. It's just very matter of fact, like, you know what, I would love it if you could share this with me because you're helping me. That's the tone you're taking with them. Like, please share this with me. Show me those links. I really would like some help with this. That's kind of the posture you take with that. And I mean, I teach public school, and that's the posture I take when somebody arrives and they're mad at me because they don't have their work done. It's kind of the same sort of mentality. So I hope, and listen, we all get those. I once sent, and it was a friend of mine too, and she had tried the pink drink, and then I sent her a little message that said, listen, you know what? Plexus has this great deal this month. If you get 100, it was just last month or whatever. And she sent me a meme or like a GIF that was like, this girl was throwing out a cup of pink drink, and it was like a champagne or something. I don't know what it was, but she's like, nope. And then she sent me that GIF. I kind of laughed, actually. And I think that's what we need to do, is we need to not be attached to that. And that's part of that mindset and belief. Because if you have that happen to you, it's really easy to go, oh no, what am I doing? Oh no, no, I can't reach. No, I'm going to, no, I'll do it tomorrow. Like I can't, no, I'm not going to, right? It's really easy to do that. So make sure that, guys, that if that happens to you and it freaks you out, reach out to a friend on the team. It doesn't have to be on your team. It can be anybody here on this call. I'm sure of it. Put it in Help Me Freedom Revolution and say, listen, this just happened to me, or, reach out to one of us, because it's important. The community is very important in those moments. And that's why I say, like, if you're going to do any training at all, make sure it's this type, and it's mindset, belief, building yourself up, personal development, all of the above. That's what you need to be doing.
And basically what Tanya just said, it's not about you.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be emotional. Don't be attached to the outcome. And when they put up barriers, just go for the facts. Oh, is that right? I'd really love to know more. Tell me where you found that. That's all it is. It's not about you. Don't be emotional. Don't be attached to the outcome. Ask for the facts.
Yeah. Thank you, Julie. I would encourage you guys, if you don't do this already, to follow some top earners in Plexus that some top earners that resonate with you. Watch some diamond docs of people who you can see yourself in that documentary. Okay. And watch those diamond docs and then follow that person and look at their training. Somebody that I love to follow is I love Sarah Taylor and I love Sarah Marble. I love Tara Castaneda. I love Ame Darling because I feel a connection to what they say. So they have videos on these topics and they are absolutely just amazing. A few months ago, Jill Renfro, she spoke to our team. She's the funny Southern girl who just lays it all out there for us, but she has some great nuggets. I'm also going to throw that up on Freedom Revolution too, that Jill Renfro video, because I actually rewatched it last night because I needed it. So she just pours it in. Like, you can't help it. When you watch her and listen to her, you can't help it. You are like filled right up. So I'll throw that video up there for you guys.
And the Amy Paul one, when Amy came on and did the training with us, she was unbelievable. Like,
yes.
That's a good one to look up again too, because that was fantastic.
Yep. Thank you. Like, just go to the search on Freedom Revolution and they're all there. Krista gives us great stuff on there. So make sure that we can't always watch everything in the moment, right? But save it. There's that little thing in the corner where you can save it for later. Yeah. We got lots at our fingertips, guys. All the tools are there. Cool. This is like a really long training. I apologize. It's like 10 minutes to 10. Thanks for hanging in, guys. And if there's no further questions, we can adjourn for this evening.
I still have the other ones.
Oh, no, sorry, go.
You said something about people registering for the lunch, getting a 7-day free trial. I guess I've been kind of hearing rumors all over the place about us maybe getting some more free enrollment codes. I've heard the trial thing. I guess nothing's really set in stone. I'm under the impression we're not really officially going to know what's what until the day of, and then we're going to be, hitting the ground running. Can you shed some light there?
Well, my understanding is that everybody who registers for the April event gets free 7-day trial. And if they show up in person to the event, so if they actually show up, so the registering online is one thing, showing up in person to the event gives them an opportunity at a free membership. If somebody wants to clarify that, go for it.
Okay, so what I understood was any guest that attends gets a 7-day trial pack.
Mm-hmm.
And if your guests that you registered actually attend, if 2 of them attend, then you're going to get business builder codes to give away like we did before. But I could be wrong too, but that's what I interpreted.
You have to have 2 people attend to get Jamie's nodding up and down.
Yeah, to get a free $34.95 sign up to give away. Yeah.
To get 1 code?
I heard 3. I heard you only need 2, but you get 3. Because I remember thinking it was odd. I was like, okay, you only need 2 and you get 3, so which is great.
Okay.
And you probably have to be there, don't you?
Yes.
Yeah. You have to be there, yeah.
So, like, if I registered, will I get anything emailed to me, do you think? Because I can't be there. I'm away. April 28th.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't
okay,
know.
so I think this is my understanding of that, is that we don't know yet.
Yeah.
Because
I believe it's that the guests have to be there.
Yes, that makes sense.
You don't have to be there, but the guests have to be there to get the free signups.
Okay.
I believe.
But in fact, Mel, like if there's 3 free signups, then they must go to the sponsor, right? And then they
absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, wouldn't they be registered under the sponsor? Isn't that
yes,
how it works?
that's the other thing. If you go to your
event, you like Stacy would get them, because it also was told that we can use it on other people, right?
Right. Yeah, that
So
was my
they'll
understanding
be sent
too.
to Stacy, and then she can use it on whoever she wants.
Whomever she wants to. And I was still waiting for clarification. For example, even though I'm going to attend in Fredericton, if I had somebody that attended in Edmonton, if that was going to count. So I don't recall getting that clarified, but I'm hoping it will too.
Yeah, it would make sense.
The other thing is with the live stream, there is something.
Mm-hmm.
So with the live and what's still out, the jury that's still out that we don't know yet is that originally Darla had said that everybody who attends the live stream had to click on their particular link. Yeah. But like, for example, we're having a live stream party here. So we're trying to figure out now, how are they going to track that? But B, is that reasonable to ask? Like, what if 15 people show up at my launch party, but one of them forgets their phone and they can't, you know what I mean? So I think they're just figuring all that out. We will know that more specifically when we get closer, I believe.
Can I ask one more question?
Yeah, go, girl.
Okay, so April 28th is the live in-person event, but we are having a live stream on the 21st.
Yes.
Of March.
Okay. And well, maybe you guys are having something in Fredericton, I don't know, but typically, like, it's just, people are just doing their own thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. All right.
Yeah, where it's at 9:00 on a school night, like a weeknight, where I just thought, well, I'll have something here for those people. And then for my teammates or anyone else who wants to come, actually, guys, we're going to Zoom them into the party.
So the March 21st live event, like if there's the link that is on Plexus Canada Facebook page.
You had to register.
Yeah,
you had to register and they will send you the thing. That's what always happens for these live streams. So once you register, you'll get an email probably 2 days before that says test this connection today to make sure it's going to work. And then the day of, you'll get the actual link to live stream. That's how it's worked for the last 3.
And the link to register is sent to your email.
Yeah, I did that a long time ago. But I mean, say if I wanted a guest to watch that, is it the link?
Get them to register. They can register as a guest.
Okay.
And they'll get the link in their email.
For this event, for this particular event, can people register as a guest under you though? For the 21st, or do they? It's just everybody does their own individual. Right?
I think that one. I don't think there's a field to put the ambassador for that one, but I could be wrong. But the other thing that I'm waiting for clarification as well is if we look at April 28th, there's actually a morning opportunity meeting and the afternoon Canadian launch. And I'm seeking clarification on which our guests have to attend because people that are new to this are not going to want to give up the whole day to go. So my gut was like, oh, it must be the morning one because that's the opportunity meeting because that's what they're advertising now for all the opportunity meetings across the US right now, for example. But then I was like, well, no, is this specific to the Canadian launch? Do we need them there in the afternoon? So that's another piece. If you already figured that out, tell me. But if not, that's one thing I'll be watching for is clarification on that. Because I'm trying to figure out when to tell people to come on the 28th.
Right.
Whether it's the morning or the afternoon.
Yeah.
Okay, last thing. You had mentioned in the shareables, you know, how we can pull the information and share it to people, and obviously with a bit of a switchover. I've had the odd issue getting in there and stuff. I don't know if anybody else has. I've noticed, I guess, 2 things. Videos are not launching at all, period.
Yes.
Okay. And also, sharing some of the products because I've downloaded them like months ago, and I know some of it's not there anymore. I did catch myself, so a little tidbit for somebody else for the shareables, keeping in mind what's not coming to Canada.
Right.
For like what you're kind of forwarding out. Because I just had a customer in there poking around and was like, hey, what's this? So I grabbed a shareable, and then I had to backtrack and say, you know what, disregard. I'm really sorry I sent it, whatever. So yeah, is it because of the switchover, what's happening, that some of the stuff is not launching, or I can't even view it myself?
Yes, that's right. Yes, absolutely right. The only time, like you can view, if you go to your website and go shopping and you see there's a little picture of BioCleanse, for example, and then underneath the bottle, there's like this two little circles. If you click one of those circles, you can actually view the video. And you can download it, but you can't share it. But if you go into your shareables in your virtual office, you can't watch or see anything. And you definitely can't share them right now. And that's because of compliance. They've just got it all locked and loaded until, I believe, until our website will launch on the 21st. And even then, like, we haven't been given a date as to when.
I know for me and Wanda, what we do, just to get the information, because sometimes we want the information and some of it we didn't download at, on time. So if we go in and, when the square comes up and it says click the square, but if we just close it, we kind of trick that way to go in there, and then we're able to get access to it. But we never shared it because we're not allowed.
No,
but we just go and get it so that we have it. Yeah.
Yeah, the link will break. Yeah.
Yeah.
Computers. But
Yeah, I gotta ask while you guys are all on here, because there's too many threads in one group chat, and I've been waiting